everybody, and welcome back to the 10th episode of Vinyl with Tastes with yours truly, Oldskool Pat.
And Dancehall Neil.
And today, we're just happy we survived the week.
So far.
We know everything is really bad, but we hope you enjoy the show. We're going to talk about all kinds of different music in the show. And I know Neil wants to talk about, some first wave punk, and I'm just going to dip around some different things too. So.
Yeah. All right. So you've selected. I'm going to do a quick. I'm going to go first, real quick, cause I got some stuff in the mail. I was trying to be good, but I'm still getting my mail. So I got two things. Grab these here. The one is dancehall artist Spice. The Captured album.
Is that Richie Spice or Spice?
No, Spice.
Okay.
The Lady Spice. Show that to you. It's a nice, very nice artwork. I think it came out in 2018, but I hadn't heard of it until recently. I don't know how I missed that. But it's on a digital distribution.
Oh, nice.
Which is strange because I've never seen 21 do that before. But that'll be cool. Like I love her. She's another one that Vibes Cartel created a career for. So that's really cool. And we got some Laurel Atkin.
Oh, nice. The Jamaican that repatriated to England, right?
Well, yeah, I think he's Trinidadian, but.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, Neil.
Like I wanted to get this. I don't know, because I wanted the early stuff. I have a compilation of them, but it's nothing this early. I like the cover. It's like ska, mento, R&B, calypso. That's really cool looking. So I wanted to grab that. It was like $5. I'm like, I have to.
Killer.
It's the coronavirus special, I guess.
Yeah.
Now's the time to buy, man. You know what I'm saying? What I do is like I get my packages. I let them sit for 24 hours, then I open them. I figured,
You said that she was a protege of Vibes Cartel?
Yeah. Spice?
Didn't you say that there was some news that came out about him today?
Yeah, he lost his appeal. So he's going to be, I guess, doing his 35 years.
Oh, wow. That's a big blow for the Jamaican music industry.
Yeah. I mean, he's still doing music. It's not going to stop him. But, I mean, I'd rather him be, like, the face. He's not a face now. I don't even know what the hell he looks like anymore.
Yeah. It's been a while since he's been incarcerated.
It's been some moons, a few moons. It's been a while, and it's so crazy to think how long that's actually been.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to show this just because it's right in front of me. This is a Laurel Atkin compilation I have called Skinhead Ska, Laurel Atkin. I'll show that to you.
Nice. What label is that, Neil?
Dude, it's Cherry Red Records. They do a lot of punk stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
20 tracks. Some are like kind of corny, but there's some early stuff on there too. But it's a mix of his whole career.
Very nice. Yeah, Cherry Red Records, which had the Dead Kennedys on their roster at one point.
Oh, no shit. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I know they got some early stuff too on there, punk wise. But I'm gonna let you talk about some stuff.
All right, well, going over to punk, I guess the first record I'll show today is mine. The Dead Boys, debut, Young, Loud, and Snotty, but it's on 180 gram vinyl and stuff. And anyway, what a classic record. I mean,
I listened to that a million times.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool because it's like you can listen to it and you can get different things out of it, every time that you listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely one of the best rock and roll punk records ever came out of this country.
Now, where were they from?
Well, they were from Cleveland. And they were sort of like a product of a scene in Cleveland that had spawned several bands that they were in. And,
Electric Eels were from there, I believe, right?
yeah, Electric Eels. They played shows with Electric Eels while they were in other bands. I'm reading Cheetah Chrome's autobiography right now, so he talks about that.
That's cool. The Electric Eels, like the good thing about them is really you only need one good compilation, and you pretty much got all the 1975 stuff.
Right. Look, here's my Stooges Funhouse on LP.
Oh, I got the LPs, huh?
Yeah, like as far as Stooges albums go, there's 3, right?
There's 3, yeah, unless you count Metallic KO as like the 4th, or Kill City as the 4th. I count Kill City as the 4th.
I think Funhouse is my favorite.
You like Funhouse?
Yeah, I just like the production on it so much. I mean, it's hard to pick that over a Raw Power. It's hard to pick that over the debut, but for production, I would say it's the best.
You can get Raw Power now on Bomp Records, and it's advertised as Bowie free, which is like, which I don't have that, but I saw it the other day when I was looking at like some Stooges compilations. I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny, yeah.
So I wonder what that sounds like.
Yeah. Speaking of Bowie, check out this LP called Bowie Live. It's David Live.
He said Bowie Live. What year's that?
Let's see. It's David Bowie at the Tower, Philadelphia. Main Man Records. Come on, give me the year, people. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to. Oh, here we go. Finally, this live album was called from performance on the 14th and 15th of July, 1974, the Tower Theater, Philadelphia.
That's pretty bitchin', I guess.
No studio overdubs or re-recordings of any kind. So, that's not that's not one you see a lot, David Live.
No, I've never seen that. And I wouldn't say I'm a gigantic Bowie fan, but I like Bowie. I got some Bowie albums. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have I don't have like the foundation Bowie albums like the Ziggy Stardust and stuff. I have like Heroes and like Low and shit. I got like the later stuff. I don't know how that happened exactly, but here we are.
Neil, let me do one more, man. Just because.
Yeah, go ahead.
I came across today and I thought, this isn't one I normally talk about, but it's one that I actually grew up with. It was in my dad's record collection. And then years later, I got the opportunity to get it back in very good condition. Dick Clark's 20 Years of Rock and Roll double LP collection, which came out in 1972 and has a song basically from one song a year from 1953 to 1972, hence 20 years of rock and roll.
20 years of Dick.
Yeah, 20 years of Dick doing rock and roll. And it's got everything. It's got a lot of seminal stuff on here, like the Orioles Crying in the Chapel is the first song on it, which is a black doo-wop group, and it ends right around Tommy James doing Crimson and Clover in 1968, and in between, you've got the Rockabillys, you've got Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis, you got Fats Domino, and it was pretty good stuff to hear growing up. I thought that was pretty cool, and it's probably worth something now.
Yeah, I mean. I'm telling you, man, get on that Discogs. I'm on Discogs every day, just, like posting and looking, and it's fun.
I have it somewhere. I don't have it handy to show you, but my dad had another box set called Golden Days of British Rock, which, if you do happen to have that in mint or near mint condition, you will fetch a pretty penny for that. And it's all the British Invasion stuff. So.
Speaking of your dad's records, I have I guess it would be my grandmother's records. She was into like I would call it now being older. pop, psychedelic, surf rock, and the old like rockabilly country. Even though I think she was more, because they're North Carolina people,
Right.
but she was really into the surf rock and like Question Mark and the Mysterians, Ventures, Beach Boys, you know.
That's pretty cool to have growing up.
Yeah, everybody loved Elvis. God, I remember I remember everybody in my family loving Elvis.
Yeah, I grew up in an Elvis household as well. A lot of people say, the thing was with a lot of the Gen Xers, they grew up in a Beatles household or a Rolling Stones household, but my parents were Elvis people.
You ever have growing up? I felt like my parents thought it was the 70s. Like everything seemed like all the decor and everything seemed very 70s, even though it was the mid 80s.
Okay.
So that was kind of weird. You're stuck in a time or whatnot.
Were your parents older?
No, they weren't. They were just they're just they're different people. They're different people. They're different people. They're blessed, and they're blessed in the head.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pull out a couple things, if you know what I'm talking about. Just right here, got Suicide, the first and second album.
Oh, nice. So the first one was what, 1974? Something like that.
Well, no, the first one was like 7. It was like it was like I think it came out in 78, but they were around since 75. So I got to check myself on that. Now I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, tell me,
It says 78, and then the second one being like 79.
Yeah. So they recorded later on then. Okay.
They did, yeah. Here we go. All right, so the second album they're both 2-disc sets. On the second album, it's like live stuff from 75. And it's like this. That's the same for the first disc. So there's like 75 material on here, but it's all like live.
But the studio tracks are from 78.
Yeah. I mean, what a weirdo group,
Oh, they're great though. I mean.
And I'm so glad that they're just so they're in that punk category,
Well, they deserve to be because they were punk, and before it was very defined, and before it became the four angry guys and Mohawks yelling slogans about the government.
Yeah, that's why I like the 70s stuff. It's just all different bands talking about different shit.
Yeah. No, but I think that they set the template for what became the whole 80s pop thing was came out of Suicide, even though they were a punk band, because there was never a non-band band like that before. A guy singing and a guy with a synthesizer. I mean, that is the 80s. That is the Pet Boys, Tears for Fears. It's all those bands were.
Now, Alan Vega, I like his early solo stuff because it's like it's like an Elvis vocal with like noisy like machine gun rhythms. And the other guy went off to do solo stuff, but his stuff is like it's awful. I didn't like it. It's like a prelude to House, Martin Rev. It's like a lot like the cozy stuff from Throbbing Gristle. They went off to do it's almost to me like pre house music kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know you're not into that at all.
No, I don't need to get into the roots of that.
Yeah.
And one more, and then I'm gonna let you speak on something. I want to show this Warsaw bootleg, which is pre Joy Division. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I like the artwork on that. 17 tracks.
It's probably got a lot of the songs that Joy Division went on to do, probably.
No, well, some that like Inner Zone.
Yeah.
Not as many as you would think. That's the only one My favorite on here is They Walked in Line. It's like so heavy. And of course the title track, Warsaw. The Kill is good. You're No Good for Me. Leaders of Men. Transmission is a good version of that on here. Living in the Ice Age. The only problem I don't like about this bootleg is that it's really bass heavy. Like for a punk band, like annoyingly bass heavy. Like you have to turn down the bass because like
Peter Hook all up in the mix on it.
And it's not even Joy Division ish. It's like just a raw punk record. But to put it on, the bass is like if you have a sub, you can't hear anything else but bass.
I really think they're one of the bands that bucked the trend and got better later on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think Joy Division's superior to Warsaw for sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I
do like Warsaw as well.
You got to get the roots. If you love the band, you don't have a lot of material from Joy Division before Ian Curtis, left.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of material to pick from. That's like me. Like I like Wayne County. I loved Wayne County so much that I got into the later stuff just because it's like this is so great. I have to hang on to something.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but in reverse. You feel me?
Yeah. Yep. So I did something recently where I've been on my phone a lot because
Quarantine.
We're on quarantine and watching YouTube concerts and stuff, and I watched the Congos in 2012, and I was.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What the hell happened?
What?
This got beautiful falsetto, Cedric Mighty, but I wanted to talk about the Congos because Blood and Fire Records, a label which you guys probably know I love if you watch this channel at all. I have everything that's ever come out of Blood and Fire Records, but when I was buying the stuff, I got a lot of it on LP, which Steve borrowed to his great consternation, right? Because the whole point of his label was he wanted to put it out digitally and have everyone buy the Blood and Fire CDs. He was like, I didn't make Blood and Fire Records, I didn't found it with Mick Hucknall to do vinyl. I did it to get the best sound you could get.
So you wanted CDs?
He thought that's. But I'm glad for the Blood and Fire vinyl I got. I got Heart of the Congos.
That stuff's worth. It's worth.
It's such a pretty album, double album.
Dude, it's like artwork for those, man.
Yeah, and the material is some of the best roots rock reggae you would ever hear, ever. I mean, to tell you how good the album is, look who does the backing vocals on this album. You have Gregory Isaacs on backup, the Meditations, the Heptones. It's ridiculous. They're just the backup singers. And the material is good. And Lee Scratch Perry and his Height of the Black Ark and all that. The drawback to getting this on vinyl, Blood and Fire, was that if you'd gotten the CD, you would have gotten the bonus track. So I had to really scoop and search, but I was able to get, because I got the Congos on vinyl, I was able to get the 12-inch on Blood and Fire Records that had the bonus tracks.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I got the CD, the double CD of that. That's Blood and Fire. But
yeah, so
those
you get it on double CD or you get it on double LP plus 12-inch.
The records are worth a pretty penny now, the Blood and Fire records, because nobody's really selling those right now.
Oh yeah, I got them. I got the I got a few of them, like Horace Sandy, Good Vibes, and Dub Gone Crazy, the original Dub Gone Crazy on Blood and Fire.
All the compilations. Yeah. That's the only thing that's cheap on CD right now is the compilations. You can get them for a few bucks, like all the CD album, because they're out of print. Everything's gone.
Wow. Yeah. And to think, back when I was in college, I would dream of working for a label like that.
A&R, man, that is shit.
Anything, whatever, fuck. But I'm not complaining. I'm glad I got my job right now with everything.
It's a uncertain time.
It is. I don't think things are going to change anytime soon. And you guys all might have noticed that this is the new format. We're not actually together anymore.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys noticed or not. We just want to let you know that we are FaceTiming. In case you didn't know, I just want to clear it up. He hasn't shrunk down like did a magic spell and he's like this big. He's just like a small head. Hey!
Right.
Blood and fire!
Yeah, because that's what we wanted for our 10th episode, was this kind of social distancing, I'm sure.
All right. See, we're not 6 feet apart, but we don't have to be.
No, we're miles apart now.
Yeah, miles.
Yeah.
Good old Miles. I want to show a CD here.
All right.
Sorry if got my ass in your face, but Johnny Thunders.
Oh, nice.
They got the glare is awful. We got LAMF and then So Alone CDs.
What's the solo one?
So Alone.
Oh yeah, so those are the two classics. Yeah, okay.
So of course everybody loves. Is that even on here? Yeah, London Boys.
Oh yeah, that was their song about the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Like the answer song to the Sex Pistols, New York.
And then I like the double CD of LAMF. The Lost 77 mixes. So it's cool. That song's on here too.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Trying to watch my language, but we're not getting. YouTube's not paying us, so it doesn't really even matter.
Yeah.
We could say whatever we'd like. Yeah, Johnny Thunders though. So crazy to read about him, and how far gone he got. And if this is kind of early stuff, but if you listen to the stuff before he died, I guess he thought he was a blues legend, and just got really into blues guitar and shit. I haven't really heard a lot of that stuff, but I'll check it out sometime, see if it's any good or if it's just crap.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've never heard any of that.
Now I'm gonna check it out though. It's on the back burner. Pat's mobile. He's walking.
I am. I'm walking, and I'm just pacing the whole length of my apartment. You want me to put one up, Neil?
Put one up.
All right. So this is the Sugar Hill Gang. I'm sorry, it's not the Sugar Hill Gang at all, actually, but Sugar Hill label, and it's the 12-inch to the hip hop single "White Lines." Don't do it.
Yeah, because that's a good. Speaking of the similar things, I've been watching the Mike Judge show.
Oh yeah, how'd you like that?
It was good. I thought I felt a little ripped off on the George Clinton one. He did half of his career, and then it wasn't even a part 2. It should have been a part 2. All the country stuff is great though.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, that George Clinton. Who's got a part 2 in the funk one? Rick James and James Brown. I think George Clinton is just as legendary as all of them.
They didn't go through his whole career in that? I think they were...
Just half of it.
I remember him. They definitely went to the part where he traded acid for crack.
Well, yeah. That's been a very long time.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it is. Okay. All right.
Well, I'm going to show this record.
Okay.
Violators. Guess where they're from? They're from Denver. South Denver. You would remember them from they're on Killed by Death.
Oh, okay, so they're not a Midwest emo band. Is that what you're saying?
No. But as you see it from the back, the pictures, they're definitely a Iggy Pop meets Dead Boys kind of band. Formed, I think, in 78. A lot of these recordings are from 70, 78 and 70, 79. And look at the vocalist and Tom Pop. Who did he like, Tom Pop. And it's so funny because you listen to the live songs on here. They're they sound like so sound from Denver, you know,
Yeah.
like the accents and shit. But like, it's like, yeah, they really can tell what they were into in high school, you know, all the punk shit.
Yeah, Tom Pop. Gotta dig that.
Tom Pop.
So unoriginal. It's unbelievable.
They do Durango 95 on here. I thought that was funny here. It's a track called Durango 95. And then other tracks, they got Sweet 16, Suicide Dolls, Gun Control, Black Death, Ain't Nothing to Do. I Gotta Write, you know, Stooges track, Gun Control, End of My Rope. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, just to see it, I'm like, when I read the description, I'm like, I gotta get that.
Cool.
I'm backing up. Beep, beep.
Well, I've got this thing pulled out here called the American Graffiti soundtrack, which is
Hold on.
old rock and roll, and it's pretty much another good. Well, this one's an actual film soundtrack to the George Lucas film of the 70s.
Who's on that?
It's got It starts out with Bill Haley in the comments. It goes through the doo-wop. It goes through the rockabilly. It's got stuff like Book of Love by the Monotones all summer long, and Buddy Holly, Fats Domino, Flamingos, Fleetwoods, Frankie Lyman, the Teenagers, Joey D, the Starlighters, all that good stuff. I mean, it's just a good like party album, and it happens to be one of the few LPs that was on the jukebox at the Leonard Rock store.
Yeah.
That Malcolm McLaren ran with Vivian Westwood.
So speaking of the Teenagers.
Oh wow, which one is that? Is that Fools Fall in Love or Teenage Delinquent or what is it?
It's Fools Fall in Love. It's the original.
Really? That's great.
45. You know.
That.
On the G label. G.
That's a total classic.
Let's talk about Flamin' Groovies for a second, right?
Oh yeah, their drummer just died, didn't he?
Yeah, isn't that wild? I mean, they're not spring chickens though.
No.
This is Teenage Head.
Classic.
This is the only one. It's the only one I got.
Well, Teenage Head had their first singer. What was his name? Roy Loney. Yeah, I'm gonna get murdered if people like Flamin' Groovies fans look if I got that wrong. But he was the first singer.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of heat right now.
I love the Flamin' Groovies. I like him with him and with the other singer, the one was on Shakes in Action.
Yeah.
And I've seen the Flamin' Groovies live as often as I could, which was once.
Well, they're both great vocalists.
Yeah, they were.
It's not like yeah.
I like that band. They were an immediate precursor to punk rock. They were part of that. They're one of the few early '70s bands that really rocked out with passion and conviction.
They were heavy. Heavy as hell.
Yeah. I mean, Slow Death and Shakes in Action. I even like their cover of Bob Dylan's Absolutely Sweet Marie better than his.
Well, I mean, not hard to do, but...
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm going to show a record just because I feel like I'm not showing a lot of vinyl. And I don't know if I showed this one before, but you could tell me if I did. The Crime.
No, I don't call it Neil, so that's fine with me.
76 stuff.
Sweet.
Well, I'm sorry. It says like 1976 to 1980. There's such a weird looking band. Like they dress like cops, like covered in makeup.
I remember they played in a prison dressed as cops on a Target video. They did.
Their Target video.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That would be a good one to show. Thinking of Target video, my favorite Target video of all time is the Screamers.
Oh yeah.
And my CD player is actually a DVD player hooked up to speakers. So if I want to hear like a Screamer CD, I'll just put the DVD in and just let it belt out through them speakers.
Yeah, but Crime, is that Crime? Does that have Hot Wire My Heart on it, the song that Sonic Youth went on the cover on the Classic Sister LP?
I mean, it does, but I also have that 45 as well. But that whole 45 is pretty much on here anyway. But I got the 45 first, and I saw this for a good price, so I decided to get it. Sonic Youth. I'm not a Sonic Youth fan. I don't think Pat is either.
Well, I mean, I grew up on them, but they were inspired by the No Wave movement, obviously, and I don't think many people took the time to check out the bands that influenced them. Bands like Mars and DNA and the Contortions and Teenage Jesus and the Jerks and all those, which are far better than them.
I have a DNA compilation. DNA was heavy. DNA was good.
DNA was good. All of Lydia Lunch's early bands, Teenage Jesus and the Jerks, Eight-Eyed Spy, Beirut Slump. I mean, they were. That's all fundamental, essential stuff to me. And Sonic Youth, they had their moments and they had their albums. I mean, who can say the Daydream Nation sucked or the Sister sucked? I'm not going to sit here on vinyl tape and say that. I respect it. It's just not my cup of tea personally. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yep.
But I got a I did get. I haven't opened it yet, so I wasn't gonna say anything about it. But I guess I'm gonna close with it. I guess. But I'm gonna mention it, and I have heard the album a bunch of times. But I wanted to get it on CD.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm like the fucking CD guru over here. Lick my decals off, baby.
Oh. Wow.
As you can see, still in the shrink.
Yeah.
Nice little artwork by our guy.
Yeah, Captain Beefheart. Nice.
And, we were talking the other day when we were putting together that CD cabinet. How's that holding up?
The CD cabinet is great, and I'm just not going to put any records in it, but it's perfect for
the record player.
The record player to sit on it.
It looks good. Looks good.
Definitely.
I don't know why it's so damn wobbly, though. We didn't fuck it up that much.
No, we didn't, but here's my Beefheart LP that I just pulled out real quick that I could get to, which was just Mirror Man.
Oh, that's a good one. It's a shorty, though.
Yeah.
Right? How many tracks are on that? 6?
4.
Whoa! That's an EP.
I mean, the songs are 19. One of them's 19 minutes long. Yeah, another's 14 minutes long. So they're full playing. They're not. This isn't an EP. I mean, this is an LP with two full sides.
When that came on CD, it's called the Mirror Man Sessions. So it's a bunch of like bonus tracks and stuff. I don't have that one, but I you know what, we were talking about his sellout albums.
Yeah, Unconditionally Guaranteed.
And Moonbeams. Those two came out the same year.
Oh, okay. So that was like, he was trying desperately to sell out, but couldn't because he was too much of a hardcore artist.
Well, if you listen to, I think it was like a year or two prior to those two albums, there was some moments on Clear Spot where he was like not doing his blues like Roo-doo-doo, like trying to be like weird avant-garde Delta blues on Clear Spot, where he's just singing, just trying to just do like rock singing,
right.
And you could tell. And then he went on to do those two albums. Now Moonbeams is awful, but the other one, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get it, but there's a couple of nice tracks on there, but it's not Beefheart.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about Beefheart. I got into Beefheart because I knew that Johnny Rotten was a huge fan of his, and I wanted to check it out. What was it about? Because I'd never heard of Cat Beefheart, and somebody asked Johnny Rotten. The press, they'd always piss him off asking him stuff, but they asked him, well, what period of Captain Beefheart do you like? Do you like this period? And he's like, basically slagging them off and saying, I like Count Beefheart. I like all of it. Fuck.
So that was like, what, 76, 77, possibly? They were asking
so
him.
it's probably right before his big comeback, with Ice Cream for Crow and Doc at the Radar
Doc at
Station.
the Radar Station, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Open up the case for the punks.
That's Doc at the Radar Station, right?
Yeah, might as well open up another case.
Or is that you? I don't have Doc at the Radar Station, but isn't there a track on there where he's tipping his hat to the punks?
Yeah, that's Ashtray Heart, the one I just quoted from.
Right.
And because the punk and new wave movement revived his career again, because of people like Johnny Rotten that were championing him in interviews, and and the music I'm so glad it did, because I love Doc at the Radar Station as an album. I mean, it's not. It was never going to be Trout Mask Replica, but I mean, it has great songs like Making Love to a Vampire with a Monkey on My Knee and stuff like that.
The only album that came close to Trout Mask Replica was Bat Chain Puller, which never even came out, and for many years.
That's true. Two competing versions of that on iTunes, and I liked both of them. So
I got one, but it's called the hell is it called? It's not called Bat Chain Puller. It's called Dust Sucker, but it's like pretty much just demo tapes of Bat Chain Puller with some pretty crude bonus tracks. But I got into Zappa first, and then Beefheart followed, like down the road, like Mothers and shit like that.
Yeah.
But we are we are riding, so this has been a great 37 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I had a good time, and even though we're far apart, still have fun talking with music with you, and I hope that everybody out there watching stays safe, and I'd like to keep it to where I don't know anybody that's having problems over this Rona.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's weird? You know what's strange is I don't know anybody that has it yet, personally.
Yeah, I hope it stays that way.
Do you?
No, but I mean, of course, I've known and been to places where it's been discovered. I mean, Redner's is a block from me. They had it.
It is.
The Camden Wawa. I've been in there. Like
Camden Wawa, huh?
Yeah, they shut the whole thing down.
No way.
Yep.
When that happened?
Yesterday or the day before.
No.
Next. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. An employee?
It was an employee.
No.
So they have to wipe the store down or whatever they do to try and reassure people.
Dude,
but,
you can get that shit just through your breath. Just
you get it from asymptomatic people breathing, but I'm not even going to turn this into a COVID thing.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we got to cut it. This is an extra long, extra special COVID-19.
But that's the way life is now. It's version. Extra long and extra special. So we hope you enjoyed it, guys.
Should I post this as topic COVID-19 special?
No.
Okay, I won't do that.
No, I just